can't make better skits. I'm sorry, guys. Listen up, Branders. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today we'll be going over the Playmates Godzilla 2016. Not Shin Godzilla. Godzilla 2016. Well, it's Shin Godzilla. But yeah, this is the infamous Playmate one that I've seen all over Facebook. And you guys can kind of guess why. Main reason I purchased this figure anyways is not because I wanted it, but because I've seen so much about this on the internet that I just felt like I needed to get one to judge for myself. And looking at the shelf initially, I didn't think it was... Yeah, it's from the film Shin Godzilla. We're just going to get into this. Don't really want to beat around the bush here too much. So without further ado, for its packaging, it's like the other Godzilla that we did previously, but just in a more condensed scale. But you have the... I want to say it's the Bandai, but like I think Playmates is putting one out too. So it could be theirs. But you got the Godzilla 2000 here. It says Godzilla on the side here, Godzilla on the front, 2016. Little Godzilla square there. Got Playmates ages 4 and up. On the back of the package shows other Kaijus in the line with Gigan, which I finally seen all of these. Gigan actually looks pretty good. You, on the other hand, I wish you looked as good as the back of that package. But sadly, no. And Destroy is okay as well. Then just on the bottom, got some more stuff we got to clip and some legal mumbo jumbo. Anyways, let's get him open up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now that we got Shin opened up out of his cardboard prison, first and foremost, there is some assembly with these little ball joints here. You're going to have to attach them. If you have any problems, hair dryer works great. That or hot water, but I'm hoping... Oh, there we go. Pop one in. And hopefully this goes in pretty good. Little bit of force anyways. And it goes flying. Alright, we're just gonna prop him up on the table, get him into position, and ram this in as hard as we can. Alright, I think it's in there. Sadly, alright, so you only get a rotation, but this kind of moves. So, anyways, we got Shin Godzilla finally fully assembled. Yeah, it's a toy. Alright, so I'm not even gonna beat around the bush here for the end of this. This isn't the best looking figure in terms of collectibles. Now, it kind of reminds me a lot of the NECA in certain ways because the tail could be a little bit longer, but I think the one thing I like about this tail currently is that it's never gonna droop. So it's got something over the Monstars and the NECA, which is kind of cool, I guess, in that aspect. But I think the thing that just kind of bugs me the most is not even like the lackluster paint job and what have you, because it is like a $13 figure. I'm not expecting anything super extravagant out of the paint department here. And to be honest, it's got like some of the blacks and the reds, so it's sort of doing its thing. I think my issue is the posture. The biggest complaint I have, because looking at his face here, it's not the worst. Although those eyes definitely peer into some souls, you know. I do like that they don't look straight ahead though, which is kind of cool. But the teeth, on the other hand, between the two, I think these ones' teeth were a little bit better, and I like that you could definitely tell where like the lips define and where the teeth were at in particular. But it's just very uniform, especially on the bottom there. And that's not quite how it was in the film. But I think my biggest thing is the way that they decided to posture the neck. Because, as you can see, it kind of... like, he's standing mostly upright. But then his neck does this, like, sharp turn that you don't really ever see with any posture of Shin Godzilla. Because for the most part, he's very upright and his head's more looking down. Well, this is like very angled and looking straight forward. Which I think is the thing that turns me off the most on this figure as a collectible. Is that it's just not very Shin Godzilla-esque with the way the posturing is. And that's before even getting into like detail, paint job, yada, yada, yada. It's already, the way it's positioned isn't that appealing for me. But for the rest of the detailing, the inside of his mouth is painted. Well, at least on the bottom. Kind of wish they would have did the top too, but I guess that's asking for a little too much. But you do see a little bit of like the wrinkling on the skin. You get that thermal kind of gill section here on the neck region, which is nice to see because it is on the Kaiju in the film, so it's great that at least like that's kind of incorporated on the figure, but it doesn't really transition anything on the bottom, or on the body I should say. But it doesn't really transition anything on the body. And then you got the dorsal spines here, which are just jet black, also made out of a softer, more rubber, which is nice because you don't have to worry about breaking these things or the kids hurting themselves on them. And you get a little bit of red here at the base, but it does lift up a little bit from the body, as you guys can see. And the rest of the body is just hard plastic for the main portion of the body. The legs here, feet and arms, on the other hand, are definitely softer. And then the tail is also, well, at least this section of, these two sections of the tail are plastic. This portion is actually softer, more rubbery as well. And moving on to the rest of the body here, you do get a little bit of reds here and there in the skin tone, but for the most part, he's just a jet black coloring. You do get some paint on the nails. I do like the way the arms are positioned. That actually works really nicely for me, but it's just the way his head's just kind of looking more hunched over. It kind of looks like he's like stalking something, if you will. Like he's like about ready to pounce out of the bushes or something. But for its legs, you do get a little bit of splooge of red here on the top of the thigh, but nothing really else for the rest of the leg. But you do, again, get to see some of the more like folding skin that you've seen on the Kaiju. And for his toes, it's odd that it's a gray color. Like, I like that they painted the nails, but you think it would just save the money just to use the same coloring they used for the teeth, because that would have been a little bit more accurate. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess, at the price point. It's like, hey, you get a little bit more paint variety for your price. But for the rest of the Kaiju, I do like that you get a lot more of the reds here in this section of the tail, which is weird, especially on the dorsal spine, because then it goes back to being black. You get a little bit of red at this section. Oh, I guess there's a little bit of red hiding in here too. A little. A lot more on this side though. And then you get some more reds there. Dorsal spines kind of still branching up this section here. And then you get the tip of the tail, which actually looks pretty decent, but it's got a lot of excess red paint inside of the crevices, which isn't quite the most appealing looking thing. And sadly, you can't really make out the head on there either, which I guess is like for kids anyways. It's not very terrifying looking, which I guess is the one thing that's kind of nice about this, an aspect of a Child's Play thing, is that he's not really scary. Unlike the like the Monster Arts or even like the X Pluses. It's more akin to like the Bandai vinyl, if you will. Just not postured appropriately. So, biggest nitpicks is mainly, again, the posture. The head looks a little bit too elongated for me. And could have maybe used a little bit more red highlighting here and there. But with the depth of the detailing, I understand why there is as much red on the Kaiju, because it just would have kind of came out like this, just all over the place. So personally, I kind of prefer just it being more black than anything. It's not bad, but could be better, you know. And then for his articulation, head can rotate all the way around. Kind of wish his mouth could close. That might be something I do if I actually decide to mess around with this figure more after this video. The arms can go up and down, but they kind of get hindered by the back here, but you can get quite a bit of rotation out of them. This one I actually rotate all the way around. Legs can go forward and back. And then the feet can also rotate as well. I think they can go all the way around. Sure can. Got propeller feet. And for the tail, nothing here, which is odd. You do get a little bit of rotation here. No back and forth. But this, you get a little bit of a wiggle and can rotate all the way, well, all the way around. And for its quick comparisons here. We have the Playmates Shin Godzilla compared next to some other Playmates figures with the 11-inch Final Wars Godzilla and the same scale Calm from Skull Island. Review coming soon. And here is some SH Monster Shin with the original release and the Awakened release, which is still probably my favorite Shin Godzilla collectible I own. And here he is with the SH Monster Arts Form B and Form C. And here he is with the Bandai Vinyl Shin Godzilla and a custom Kaiju girl who's also made from butchering one of those, and a bootleg Supersonico. And just because we have the Jack Specific 2019 Rodan because of the skit, and the McFarlane's Ultimates from My Hero Academia, because we also got a review of a certain My Hero Academia Figma coming soon. Alright, so for final thoughts, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different for this guy, because usually I do a photo gallery, and you get to see this guy in cityscapes and stuff, but that's... it's just not going to work for this guy. I'm sorry, there's no amount of buildings I'm going to be able to use to make this thing look good, because as a collectible, don't buy this. Just skip out on it. You don't need it for your collection unless you're like me and just want to have something fairly unique, then go for it. But if you want like a good looking Shin, I still would recommend like the Monster Arts. I think is perfectly fine. The X Pluses look good. Particularly, well, the Yuji Sakai one's good, and the Gigantic is freaking amazing. Probably the best Shin Godzilla to buy, but they get really, really, really expensive. The NECA, I almost say is fairly comparable, but the NECA's posturing is a little better. But other than that, it's not, like, they both got issues, and this one is cheaper. But with the new releases, with the packaging, I would still lean towards the NECA for collector purpose as well, or hell, even the Bandai vinyl. But for kids, which... Kappa reasons, I shouldn't be promoting kids stuff on here. This as a kids collectible, but this is definitely something that is geared towards a younger audience, and it's definitely fairly durable, which is really nice because this thing is not going to be breaking apart on you like, say, the Monster Arts would. I don't understand why parents would buy those for their kids. Or at least younger kids that want to play around with something, because there's just a lot of stuff that can fall off. There's a lot of breakable stuff. Well, this guy can go to war, you know? So if you got a younger Kaiju collector, I'd say probably like under the age of even 10, I'd say the neck could be good. I'd say like under the age of 7. This guy's definitely probably a good choice for that child. Especially if you want to get them away from your collectibles. This is something that's definitely not going to break the bank and might get them off your back for a little bit. But anyways, what do you guys think? Have you guys picked up the Playmates? Let me know in the comment section below. We also have an Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. You guys like to keep up to date with channel and donate. Greatly would appreciate it. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.